Can you tell me what motivated you to think about moving the ducts inside conditioned space for these houses?
Well, actually, it started several years ago with our best practices group. We were looking at all of our systems within the houses, trying to figure out where we could make improvements, and it became very obvious after a short period of time that the heating system, and the ductwork in particular, was where we should focus our efforts.
So you saw that as the biggest opportunity in the ducts?
We did at the time, yeah.
Great. So what benefits do you see to the company?
Well, as it turned out, it was probably the easiest, less costly improvement that we could make for our energy efficiency program that we were trying to embark on.
And what about the other side of the coin, the benefits? I mean,
well,
benefits to the company as well as savings?
Yeah, there were benefits from the standpoint that we were really concentrating on building something that was sustainable, that we knew was going to last for 50 to 100 years, if you want to pick a time frame. And not only that, but we knew that by making the improvements in the system that it was going to be much more beneficial to our homeowners.
How many of your plans have been converted into this ducts inside approach?
Well, we have right now, we have two different programs. We have these houses that we're in designed from the ground up for ductwork within the conditioned space. And then we had our existing plans. And combined, we've done 30 to 40 of them out of a total of about 140 plans.
Do you consider this to be a cost-effective approach to your HVAC system?
Yeah, it was. There were some give and take. Some things were a little bit more expensive than others, but we realized some savings in areas that offset that. So, all in all, we've looked at it as not costing us a lot of money to make the switch.
Can you give some examples of the places where costs were increased versus the places where costs were decreased?
Well, the costs were decreased in the physical floor system itself. Our floor trusses package ended up a little bit less than what our TJI package was, and where we had some increased expenses really was with the raising of the profile of the house. We obviously took more sheeting, took more siding on the outside. So those were the biggest issues, cost-wise.
Did any of the subcontractors experience lower costs? The HVAC guys, for example, or did they about the same?
Yeah, they're about the same. The HVAC's costs obviously were down at the post and beam stage because we didn't run any ductwork in the crawl space. So they didn't have any up front before we started framing. There was no heating costs involved. But in turn, when we got on the inside, it cost them a little bit more to be working off of ladders. Took them a little bit longer to actually do the rough-in and get to the point where we would be ready for cover. So that's part of the offsets.
Do you think it had any effect on the quality of the HVAC work?
Oh, without a doubt. The quality is much better with the system that we have now, where we're in the conditioned space with everything. Primarily from the standpoint that we're able to see everything all the way up to the cover stage, and we can inspect it for quality-wise very easy. And we've worked some things out with our HVAC contractor as to placement of certain seams and joints and things that they have to seal so that we can take a look at them. And we don't have to worry about moisture getting into ductwork during the construction period like happens frequently this time of the year in a crawl space.
How do you think it's affected the comfort of homes?
Without a doubt, the house appears to be much more comfortable. The system's quiet. Like I said earlier, we haven't received any complaints about noise. And the air distribution seems to be as good or better than it is if we were running ducts in the crawl space and in the attics.